What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger for the SNES. Last time we made it to the Middle Ages and found Luca on the way, along with a new party member named Frog. And today, we kind of have a lead as to where Queen Lean might be, and we're gonna go save her so that way Marle has a chance of being born in the present. So we don't screw up the family tree, apparently. So, let's play the piano here. So I feel as if it may lead to our destination, of which we may need to go to, apparently. So let's look at the stuff Frog has in store for us. Starts off at level 5, higher than any of our characters, actually. Come to think of it, I think we can buy Lucas some new equipment over here at the market, so let's look into that real quick. You know, you wouldn't think they'd have guns back in the Middle Age, but apparently they do. She can't equip... Oh wait, she's already got it on. Alright, so we're just gonna buy one of these... One of these... And I'd say we're good to go. Oh god, that burnt right through our money. Jeez. Okay, so... She starts off with a dart gun and we level up to... Well, no. Hold the phone there. She starts with an air gun and she levels up to a dart gun. You'd figure the air gun would be more powerful, but... eh. Sounds like we're playing paintball here for a second. And he doesn't have anything we can really give him that would be better than what we already have. Just gonna boost her defense a little bit. Okay, I'd say we're good to go now. I'll probably sell off all that old equipment later on. It's just not going to be right now. And welcome to our first dungeon. As can be indicated by the foreboding, creepy-ish music. Alright, so let's talk about dual tech. We learned something called Firewhirl. Okay, so an interesting mechanic this game has is that you can basically combine the special abilities of other party members. Okay, so like, she learned Flamethrower not long ago, like at the end of the last part, and Chrono has Cyclone. So, you could take these abilities and combine them into a dual tech. And same could be said for other party members too. And when we get Frog some new abilities, we can start doing some dual tech with Chrono and Frog here in a bit too. So we got Firewhirl. And the thing is though, when you do this, it is more powerful doing it this way. Like it'd be more powerful to do a Firewhirl over a normal Cyclone. And like you still use the same NP based off the tech you're using, because like Firewhirl basically uses Cyclone and Chrono uses Cyclone and Luca uses Flamethrower. So the amount of MP you drain is the same, regardless. Thing is though, it uses up both of their turns. So you have to be really smart in when you decide to use a dual tech or not, or just opt to go your normal singular tech, if that makes any sense. And it more or less works the same, just like if the enemies are within a general vicinity, you can use Firewhirl to kind of take them out within that circle. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to try Flame Toss here. Oh, it's called Flame Toss here. I'm used to it being called Flamethrower in the DS version. See here, her weapon kind of works in a line. So, the way she's facing, these two snakes are like right across from her in her field of vision. So you toss it to the enemy in the back row here, and you can toss the flamethrower here in a line to wipe out both of them. So it's more than just elemental effects and, like, damage building like these techs do. You also have to really know, like, which tech would work best depending on, like, the enemy's positioning. It's a shame, too, that most other RPGs never really used this system again, either. Again, like, the only other game I can think of that did something similar to this was Radiant Historia. Which I may or may not play one. I'm not as familiar with that game as I am with this one. There's just a lot to talk about with that game in general. So what's he to start off with? Okay, I swear to God, I don't think I've seen a game with as many, like, heal moves as this one. Because, like, in this game, like, there's a lot of party members. It's not... You don't have, like, a general healer character like you do in other games. And this game, like... It feels like just about every character in this game has, like, some sort of support or healing spell. It's more or less who has the better ones. And, like, some of the best healing spells you get kind of get distributed off to, like, really questionable characters you wouldn't think it'd work best for. What I'm referring to exactly, we'll get to that point once we learn said spells and tech and such. Oh, man, you got a steel saber, too. It's nice. So, we're just gonna explore all these little areas here off to the side. See if we can get out of that. What are these guys doing back here? Shouldn't you guys be saving the queen? I mean, obviously you wouldn't have made it this far if you had fought some monsters, at least. A maiden suit. Yeah, unlike Secret of Mana, the last game we played, actually going off and finding, like, alternate rooms is beneficial. As is any RPG, really, like Final Fantasy and the like, for example. I forgot to equip that maiden suit. What am I doing? Oh god. Lucca's health is pretty low. I might have to do something about that soon. I see they're called revives in this game, not Phoenix Downs. Okay, so... Oh dang. More or less feels like Lucca's got the best armor right now. Or not. She's not far behind though. Defense is still pretty superb. Oh? Disguise. Oh. I see. So, we might need to be on the lookout for those. Okay, so those soldiers were kidnapped then. Oh, the Magus statue. Might want to check that out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people missed this on their first playthrough when I think about it. So, we're gonna use Slurp. What's really awesome is that a lot of these healing spells don't really use a lot of MP either. And that's the thing, like, it kind of makes potions and stuff really useless in this game. Like, we used tonics for a bit, but now we're already opting for stuff like this. Because Really, this stuff just doesn't use much MP at all. And you can kind of, like, burn through it without much of an hassle. So yeah, don't be afraid to, like, use up MP for stuff like that, because, I mean, what's the game gonna do? Make you use it 15 more times? Oh, wait a second, what? What are you doing here? Oh, hey, Queen Lane! Well, that's good. Um... Oh. Oh. That's what they meant by this, guys. Wow, that critical hit actually did a fair bit of damage. Kind of surprising coming from Luca. And we're just gonna wipe these guys out with a Fire Whirl. See, it's situations like this, Fire Whirls is a lot better. Because they weren't in a line. They were kind of like grouped together closely, but Flamethrower wouldn't have done anything about that. So I opted to use Fire Whirl in that situation instead. And yeah, people tend to miss this door. Don't forget about it, because there's actually some pretty good stuff back here that we're gonna be stealing here in a bit. Magus. The frick's a Magus? Why is the music so somber? Oh! Okay. I'm sorry. And fire is, in general, pretty effective here. A lot of enemies seem to be weak to fire, so Luca's more or less just going to be your best friend for wiping out these enemies pretty quickly. Oh, and it's called Slurp Cut in this game. I'm not used to all these names, man. I'm used to it being called by their more or less official names by this point in the DS version. Mostly because, like, that translation kind of follows the Japanese version more closely. So the names there are more definitive. Oh, I got a speed build and a defense. Ooh, some really good stuff. Ooh. Gimme. I'm not too worried about the defensive drop, or the offensive drop, rather. So we're just gonna give the speed build over to him, and the defenders for oh. Well, who's the defender for then? Oh. Okay. Okay then. I guess we'll save the defender for some. Okay, cause like the defender is usually a sword in most RPGs. Like there's usually a sword called a defender, and that weapon usually boosts your defense. And I thought it was a weapon for a second, but no, it's actually like a piece of equipment you put on your character that boosts their defense. God dang it, Ted Woosley. Not gonna worry about you guys. But we'll take care of you guys. Right here, why not? Because you guys are in the perfect position to get destroyed. Get wrecked, son. Good lord. 200 plus points of damage. It's pretty busted for this early on in the game, actually. Or is Frog an MP? Not too bad. That being said, though, his Slurp doesn't really recover as much HP as I'd like. Again, there are some characters with better healing spells than others, and it's usually the ones that are more magic-based. Not saying that Frog isn't magic-based, but like he's more of an offensive character than a defensive one, really. Ah, that was a waste. I kind of want to save this power tab for later, though. Organize. Yeah, this menu right here kind of reminds me of the one in Final Fantasy VI. It's a lot like the one in Final Fantasy VI, actually. There's another save towards the end, and I'd much rather save the shelter for that. Or we can go ahead and use it up. Alright, good on us. Let's explore the place a bit further. What's this guy doing right here? Oh. Or I guess he's somebody we could have... Oh! How in the world did you teleport over there, bud? Yeah, these guys have higher defense than the other people we've met so far, but... one critical hit out of do him in. Oh. Yeah, gotta watch out for stuff like that. Curiosity can definitely kill the cat in situations like that. Okay, so let's just fire whirl these guys out of existence. I'm pretty sure I could have just killed them with a regular cyclone, honestly, but I didn't want to take the gamble. Not that there was much of one to begin with. Well, hello there. I certainly didn't see you guys. God dang it, Luca is so slow. I should have gave her the speed belt, honestly. Cause she is way slower than the other party members. Ah, but see, some enemies can also have stuff like high evasion too. I can't remember if, like, your projectile weapons are better against those or not. I want your experience. Oh! Well, this certainly ended up being more than I bargained. Yeah, I don't really know how I'm gonna handle most of these, but oh wow. I was lucky to get that. I don't know how I'm going to be handling most of these battles, honestly. Because there's only so much you can say about running into the same enemy over again. Secret of Mana, that was actually one reason I Let's Played Secret of Mana first, because it was an action RPG. So you're not, like, going to, like, a separate screen to, like, battle said enemies. And it's easier to commentate over because of that reason. Chrono Trigger, because it's more turn-based. Well, okay, I should probably go ahead and apologize. The technical term isn't so much turn-based, but rather this game is more like active time battle-based. But god dang it, man. In my opinion, if you're taking turns between characters and, you know, initiating action commands and stuff, then it's basically turn-based. That's the way I see it. Sure, this game is different as far as, like, the way it works and with the time battle system above, like, you know, the early Final Fantasy games and Golden Sun and Super Mario RPG, for example. But, like, it's still a turn-based game to me, guys. People probably complained about me calling this game a turn-based game in one of the previous parts, and that was not a mistake on my end. That's just the way I see it. Oh, geez. That kind of hurt. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying earlier, because I'm a guy who's really easy to lose. It's like really easy for me to lose my train of thought whenever I accidentally switch topics in the middle of what I was saying. I don't know if I'm going to be cutting out every single battle or not. I guess it really just depends on what I have to say, really. Like, if I'm fighting the same group of enemies over again, and I don't have anything new to say or anything interesting to say, then I'm probably going to start cutting out battles. Just as a heads up, I suppose. That's called a Diablos. Pretty small for a Diablos, if you ask me. Everybody's leveling up so fast. And we get an iron sword. At the very end of this place, no less. Huh. Oh, wow. He's a lot weaker than Chrono in comparison, even with the power glove. I just now noticed that. Huh. I'm gonna look at stats here for a second. I might just give the defender to her, honestly, so she's not dying on us super easily. So why not? I didn't even really pay attention to what that opened. I think it was way over there. Let's check that out real quick. Okay, yeah, we're definitely at the end. Oh, I probably shouldn't even wasted that on him. And yeah, pretty much anything that's yellow here is pretty much an ability you can use on the field outside of battle. So, yeah, take advantage of that if you so please. I want to see there's a way of taking care of all 6 of these at the same time. And yeah, I don't know if I've already mentioned this or not, but if you see enemies above there, and it's hard to like see them with this status bar on the top in the way, I think you can you can just press the Y button to move it around. Not many other games I can think of that give you the ability or freedom to do that, actually, now that I think about it. Flamethrower is pretty busted. But again, that's mostly just because these guys happen to be weak to said elements, so yeah, just like any other RPG, enemies have their own elemental weaknesses, and I think that should pretty much be common by now. Like, if you have the right RPG fundamentals coming into this, you should probably know that by now. Unfortunately, when I was still relatively new to RPGs, I did not take advantage of that at the time, and this game ended up being harder for me than it should have when I first played it. Because Secret of Mana did not do a very good job at teaching me elemental weaknesses because of how much of a mixed bag that game's magic system is. Good lord. But yeah. Save station next to a door. Sounds like the recipe for a boss fight coming up here soon. Oh, hey, is that the Chancellor? Oh, I guess she's just gonna kind of leave like that then. That was easy. Oh, I see. How did these human disguises work again? That's not the kind of sound I expected that to make. Like, what? Alright, boss time. So, my general strategy for this fight... Okay, so we learned X-Strike because, Frog learned, Slurp Strike earlier. And X-Strike is basically like one of your strongest moves offensively at this point of the game, and it's your best damage dealer. So the way I handled this fight is to kind of let Frog and Chrono take care of the damage building, while I have Lucas sit off to the side and use tonics and heal off my party whenever they need replenishables. And that's generally the gist of it. Just know when to not overstep your boundaries in this fight and you'll be fine. So yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good first boss battle. Gets you kind of used to like not overcommitting and basic party management. But yeah, do this and you'll be fine. I wouldn't say this boss is a walk in the park, but as long as you do what I'm doing here, you should be alright. And yeah, usually when he does that, that's usually when I kick in a tonic. Needle Spin, I believe, is like his best attack, actually. And this would probably be a good time to kick in a tonic. And that was the first boss. Just play it safe and you'll be good to go. Can't promise I'll be this informative with other boss fights, though. It just really depends on how my memory is feeling at that said time, I guess. Oh, hey. I was about to say a line of dialogue without Old English, and then he says that. Seriously, that's... I'm gonna have a hard time getting used to that, man. The fact that Frog has this Old English accent when nobody else in this time period does. It's like, I hate stuff like that, man. It's like, it's so disorienting to look at. Oh, well. That's where the Chancellor was, I guess. How in the world did he get him to fit in that box? Like, crunched a bunch of bones doing that, too. mid-ether. Oh. I failed to protect Queen Lynn. I have disgraced thee. Frog! And we can choose to go and talk to him now, or we can go and check up on Marle and see if she's come back to life yet. Or rather, back into existence. I guess you can't really use that term for said predicament. Come to think of it, though, if Marle didn't exist and Lane died, wouldn't that technically mean we would have never met Marle? And in that case, what are we doing here? How are our memories unaffected by this? Oh god, the plot holes. See guys, this is why not too many games should be opting to go for the whole time travel gimmick for their plot. It just creates a mess of things. Uh-oh. Spill the beans, princess. Yeah, kind of. The 33rd. Christ. That's a creative name for a family tree. Shouldn't that be with a question mark? This translation actually doesn't seem too bad. I guess Ted Woosley really did improve over time, really. We're probably still gonna see some cringy lines, don't get me wrong. Like, literally all of Frog's dialogue, for example. But, like, I'm looking at it now, you know, first time to the SNES version and all. And I can already say it's infinitely better than Final Fantasy VI's translation. It's like, I don't know, it's like the same thing with voice actors. You can't ever really, like, write them off, like, entirely, because they can sit... Because you never know if they're going to actually improve over time or not. And they can. Just look at Jason Griffith with Sonic, for example. Like, he's one of my favorite voice actors for the character. Because of just the general progression you saw with them leading up from one game to the other. But I'm going off of a random tangent here. 'Twas a fault of mine which endangered the queen. I shall depart for good. And that's literally the only reason I did that first, was to get that reaction. Because you can't talk to Frog and not have Marle in your party, but that wouldn't be as fun now, would it? And like that, he's off, I guess. Froggy. And she's got cute pet nicknames for him. So yeah, if you stick close enough to the trees, you can actually avoid all of the encounters here. I just didn't do that the first time through because I needed experience points. I'll buy Marle some stuff, why not? Oh, wow, 4,200 gold or gold. I'm not for sure what the money in this game is called, actually. Yeah, it never feels like you're in short supply of anything either. Like, compared to, like, Final Fantasy, I feel like I run into a crap load of, like, ethers and potions and Phoenix Downs to the point of where I rarely ever, like, stopped in a shot to buy them. except for like shelters. Which, speaking of which, you might go ahead and buy a few of those. And that, I believe, increases accuracy? Isn't that what it does? Yeah, that's for accuracy. Eh, I'll have her stick with it, why not? Yeah, it's like, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but like with the ranged characters like Luca and Marle, like you want to focus on hit, which is like your accuracy, while everybody else focuses on power, which is like your offensive like stuff. Because I think with like the girls, I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if that's the case, but I think hit slash like accuracy also kind of affects their attack power too. Sorta, kinda. What level is Marle at anyway? Oh, level 6 like the rest of us. Okay. So yeah, this game is kind enough to like level up our party members when they're outside of the team. Oh hey, new enemy. What's up with this? And I probably should have went to the end first before I did this. Ow. I see. Yeah, there's a lot of enemies like that in this game where they have a high chance of counterattacking you the moment you hit them with something physical. Luckily, you can kind of negate that by hitting them with something more magic-based. Because counterattacks more or less only really work with physical attacks. So, let's find out how on Earth Luca actually made her way back in the past with us. Making this more complicated than need be. Oh my gosh, Luca, you're amazing! Ain't it the truth? Enough with the false modesty. I kind of like that line for some reason. I don't really know why. So yeah, like, I guess you could say this is kind of blind in the sense that I'm not used to the dialogue, but as far as the overall game mechanics go and the story is anyway, like, I already pretty much know it pretty well. So... Oh. Yeah. We kind of did finish up our business here in the past, so let's go back home, relax, recuperate our mindset, and hopefully we'll sort these things out. Well, I mean, I don't really think you did a whole lot in that predicament. Okay, we'll do. Sure thing. And yeah, the fair is more or less always going to be here, regardless of what point you're at in the game. It's not like the Pokori Festival in Minish Cap, for example, where it's like a prologue only sort of thing. This thing is here just no matter what. So feel free to come back here if you want to play games, because trust me, like, the minigame rewards over in that that one tent, the the tent right here. Like, the rewards and prizes off of that are definitely worth it, so we might show this off at one point. Oh yeah, and here's an interesting tidbit too. Whenever you get a new party member, talk to your mom and you always get interesting interactions between the two characters. Zero ounces of cat food. I better snooze. Sure, why not? Because I think we're gonna go ahead and end off the episode here. So next time on Let's Play Chrono Trigger, we're gonna take Marle home and see where we go from here. So thank you guys for watching and see you guys then.